This is an entrance. And then it goes to a bunch of dirt. I guess this is the way of saying, like, now you're leaving the city. Alright, let's go.
Whoa!
God, I just want to stop and stare at everything. Look at everything. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Whoa! Yeah!
Oh yeah, look at that. Ah, bellissimo.
Welcome to the Hippodrome of Alexandria.
Get off for just a second.
The main hippodrome of the city was called the Legeon, in honor of Lagos, the ancestor of the Ptolemies. Alexandrians were great lovers of horse racing. They were fascinated by the rivalry of these races. The agon, as it was said at that time, that every competition brought. It was a struggle for glory.
Yagan, the spirit of competition. Cool. And as you can see at the very front, let me see if I hide text. At the very front here, there's an amphitheater too. So it's like a 2-for-1 special. You can totally watch a show and then you can go straight on to races. Nice.
The most important chariot race was the Tethrapon. Using 4 horses with the quickest harness to the front right, the charioteer would race for 12 laps, with sharp turns at either end of the hippodrome. The victors were crowned with garlands of olive and received prize money, but the most sought-after reward was to be acclaimed by the works of poets, such as Callimachus and Pindar.
What are you doing, Snowball? Look at that kid. Curious little camel. You see him looking at the lamp? Checking out that gold! There's Snowball. It's no place for a camel. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. Or if I think I took a picture similar to this. It was in Athens. The sun was hitting it just right. It was through one of the temples around the Acropolis. I'll see again if I remember. I'll post it. If not, then just take my word for it.
Ye hymns that rule the lyre, what god, what hero, aye, and what man shall we loudly praise? Verily Zeus is the lord of Pisa, and Heracles established the Olympic festival, while Theron must be proclaimed by reason of his victorious chariot with its 4 horses. Theron, who is just in his regard for guests, and who is the bulwark of Acragas, the choicest flower of an auspicious line of sires, whose city towers on high, bringing wealth and glory to crown their native merits.
Hear that? Get free poetry here in Mr. Chupi. Nice. Alright, Snowball, let's go. Just a couple of young archaeologists on a mission to learn, to discover, to see the wonders of the world. To run over Egyptian people and Greeks and Romans and all kinds of dogs. Alright, where to next? That's outside of Alexandria, so let's go back into the city. Go there. I didn't do that. Wasn't me. With Snowball, you can charge Snowball, put it on his tab. Sorry, Crazy Camel got out and loose. I can't stop this thing.
Whoa! Yeah!
I didn't do it. It was Snowball. I promise. He hates pots. Oh, god damn it, Snowball. Control yourself.
Whoa!
Alright, you stay there, Snowball. You're causing more trouble than you was.
Welcome to Leather and Linen in Ancient Egypt. Tanning, a process which dates from prehistoric times, was present although not highly valued in Egypt due to the heat. Leather was reserved mainly for things such as sandals, leather bags, dagger sheaths, quivers, and other similar items. Leopard hides, unlike regular leather, were highly valued and usually worn by priests.
Leather. I can see that I'm wearing a nice leather jacket. This is what you can accomplish if you put your mind to it, guy. I think. Lady! Put your mind to it, you can create a nice looking jacket like mine. Actually, I've heard that making leather is really stinky. It's a really stinky, disgusting smelling job. Definitely don't want to be around it.
Valued for its coolness and freshness in hot weather, linen was the fiber most commonly used for fabrics and textiles. It was produced from flax, which was plentiful in Egypt. Fibers were usually dyed before weaving. While color was used in the production of textiles, dyes weren't commonly used for clothing, and most Egyptians wore white. The color represented spiritual purity, a goal to reach for every day of one's mortal life.
That and it doesn't, you know, soak up all that sun. Wearing black in the heat, shining heat, desert, Egyptian desert sun, and something wrong with you.
Various shades were achieved using woad, a dye produced from the leaves of Isotis tinctoria. The plant was cultivated for this purpose within the Nile Delta and allowed for the creation of various colors. For example, different maceration times of the leaves would result in colors ranging from red to green, while adding in limestone shifted it to blue. During the Greco-Roman period, other ingredients were found, resulting in a wider range of colors.
I personally like the royal purple. Purple used to be mark of royalty back then. See if I can dye my shoes a bit. Get some yellow shoes here. There you go.
This area's style is strongly influenced by the dye baths and tanneries of modern-day Fes in Morocco. This helped Ubisoft envision what such locations might have been like in ancient Egypt. While this tannery is within the city walls, Back then, they were often found outside the city boundaries. The tanner's trade was considered off-putting by the Greeks, as all these operations resulted in noxious smells.
Oh, dude. Really, really stinky. Look at that. You didn't know with a tannery, you'll probably be... There's some really shady stuff going on. Or a weird way to dispose of corpses. I'm just saying. Fly, my pretty fly! Where to next? Go outside the city for a second. Again. Sight beyond sight.
Welcome to Alexandria. The ports of Alexandria were a major commercial hub, effectively connecting Egypt with the Mediterranean regions and beyond. A tremendous amount of materials and goods flowed through the city on a daily basis. The large port market was called the Emporion. It was there that merchandise was traded by the ship owners, called nakliros.
I think we've seen the picture before. Chickens! Nice.
Food and other artisan work streamed out of Egypt. Ceramics, glass, golden rings, and minted coinage. The local potters, using traditional Egyptian techniques, competed with those from abroad, and the textile industry flourished. What Egypt did not produce itself was acquired through trade, using local resources such as wheat and papyrus. Most sought after was pine wood from Syria, iron and marble from the Greek islands, gold from Spain, and exotic fruits from Europe. All this commercial activity contributed to the already decadent wealth of the city.
All kinds of goodies. Here's port. Oh, so beautiful. Frickin' beautiful.
The wood imported to Port Mariotis through Alexandria's seaward ports was used in the nearby shipyards, where most of Egypt's ships were built. Employing tens of thousands of shipbuilders, the shipyards contributed to establishing the Egyptian fleet as one of the mightiest of the era. Any wood not used in shipbuilding was further disseminated through Egypt for various purposes.
Look at how big it is. It's like a cruise ship. Look at it. Just a party bus of the Nile River. That's what it is. Actually, I hope it's in the game because I would pretty neat to explore that. Take a nice little cruise down the Nile.
The southern port of Lake Mareotis was the biggest in Alexandria. Save for a branch angling westward, the lake's size in the Ptolemaic era was roughly 40 to 50 kilometers from north to south. Its waters were maintained by a steady runoff from the Nile. In addition to the lake, a man-made canal was created to assist in the transfer of goods from the city to the port using barges, though it is not represented in the game due to its size.
Canal, huh? Oh, it's right there in the back. I don't know if you can see it. It's the opposite side of the great lighthouse. That little canal running through. I getcha, I getcha. Not enough space. A game.
Banking was one of the most distinctive innovations brought by the Greeks to Egypt. The centerpiece of Alexandria's wealth was the royal systematization of taxes on almost everything. Basic items such as salt, oil, beer, wheat, and linen were heavily taxed. As a result, the royal treasury of Alexandria was able to ensure the economic stability of most of the administrative areas of Egypt.
Someone say beer? I heard beer. Yep, there it is. Salt, oil, and beer. And wheat and linen. Yeah, but... Out of the way. Out of the way. Get out of the way. One beer, sir. One... Fine. Fine. Ignore me. I'm gonna buy something off of you.
By the late 12th century, the channel feeding the lake from the Nile silted up.
No!
Lake Mareotis lost its connection to the Mediterranean,
No!
as well as most of its water, as the lake slowly evaporated to a fraction of its former size.
No!
In modern times, Lake Mareotis is being kept alive through irrigation. However, only about 17% of its original size remains.
Oh, that's a shame. That's a damn shame.
Welcome to Alexandria, City of Celebration.
Celebration time. Come on!
Like most Greek cities, Alexandria offered multiple forms of entertainment. Most were related to cults, religious practices, and the festivities surrounding those practices. Among those festivities, the most important ones were the dynastic celebrations, instituted in honor of the deified Ptolemaic kings and queens. These celebrations could go on for many days and included sacrifices, offerings, processions, and public banquets.
Sacrifice. For the greater good. Greater good. The greater good. Alexander.
Πότε διδάσκεις σε Ελλάδη, μήπως πρώην και εχθές.
Games and competitions were organized whenever possible in locations such as the stadium, the hippodrome, and the gymnasium. The residents of Alexandria favored such events where athletes, poets, and musicians from Egypt and other cities of the Greek world competed.
Naked! Naked! These people are naked.
Like all good Greek cities, Alexandria had a theater. The architecture of this structure is Roman in style. This is because the team duplicated a theater from Cyrene. Roman theaters were usually semicircular and built from scratch on a flat area with structures designed to enhance oration. Greek theaters were more oblong in shape, similar to a horseshoe, and favored the slopes of natural hills to support their acoustics.
Oh yeah. Again, if I actually remember and go over the video, then I'll post some pictures. If not, you're gonna have to take my word for it. I ain't lying. You gotta believe me.
At the theater, one could witness the plays of contemporary comic and tragic authors. The play you are witnessing below is Menander's Dyskolos, more commonly known as the Grouch, a late and popular entry in the Greek comedies.
Well, okay. Alright, they're starting. I was saying, like, last time I saw this, they started right away, but I guess you have to wait a second this time. Ah, yes, quality theater. Look at that. Ah, yes. Ah, yes. I see you people are people of culture. Yes, yes. Huh? No one was having a good time over there. Someone's having a good time over here. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I thought you were gonna start playing. What the hell? You just sat there going like, this is awkward. Thought she was gonna put out like a harmonica or something. I don't know. She's not from this time. I just assumed she would do it. Maybe it's like the Matrix, you know? She brings out like a, I don't know, a guitar, violin.
Welcome to the Panean.
Panean? Well, sounds like Panini!
The Panean was a temple built in honor of the god Pan, divinity of nature. This Greek god, often represented as a half-man, half-goat, with a beard, horns, and goat's hooves, was considered the protector of shepherds and herds.
Yeah, and in Spanish, pan, which is spelled, you pronounce it pan, means bread. So this is the god of bread in Spanish. No, I'm lying. I just made that up.
Pan's attribute was his namesake musical instrument, the pan flute. His temples were usually located in caves and on high mountains, and were frequented by shepherds. It is likely that Mediterranean cults adopted the imagery of Pan to symbolize the Christian devil.
Oh. Trying to start a religious war now? Come on. Look at that. That's appropriate for YouTube. You put seashells on everything, and then, you know, you don't get demonetized. You can just... I don't know how I'm gonna put a seashell on, you know, Satan. Oh well.
To give proper honor to the god, Alexandrians built an artificial hill upon which they housed his temple to compensate for the flat relief of the city. The artificial mound had the shape of a spinning top or a pine cone, which was accessed by a spiral staircase. The top had a panoramic view of the entire city. Only such heights would be fitting for a mountain god.
Sting. Closer. Huh. I'm a little confused because Alexandria's relies a lot on the ocean, you know, and the lake and the water and the river, you know, the Nile River. So I would think they would build a big temple for Poseidon or something instead of a mountain god, just because, you know, it's not really a mountainish area. So, anyways, I can't judge. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful temple. I think I saw one in front of us. Aha!